What's up, guys? Want to do a good video today. Hopefully this video doesn't piss a bunch of coaches off, but I just got to be realistic and say my opinion at least. I've been a fighter for years, and I've been a coach now for about 4 years, and it's always the fighter more than the coach, guys. It's always the fighter more than the coach. And famous words about Brock Lesnar and The Ultimate Fighter: you can't turn chicken shit into chicken salad. There's guys out there that are just born for this. They're mentally strong, they're athletic, they're fast, they're intelligent, they're athletic, they have attributes. They're tall, whatever their attribute is. It could be speed, power, height, whatever. And they have willpower. They're very competitive. But unless one of those guys come to the gym, it doesn't matter how good of a coach you are. Like, I'm realizing that right now. Like, I feel like I know so much world-class technique. I've traveled the world to learn this technique. I've been to Thailand 5 times. I've been to Holland to train Dutch kickboxing for over a month before. I've worked with multiple Dutch kickboxing coaches. I'm a black belt in Olympic point style karate. I've trained Taekwondo for 10 years. I have 16 years of jiu-jitsu. I've trained with Iranian wrestlers for over 5 years. I've trained with world-class everything, and I know all of this technique. But guys, it's always the fighter more than the coach. It doesn't matter who I train. It doesn't matter how good of a coach I am. If the right guy doesn't come in the gym, it doesn't matter. Like, there's students you can train 3 hours a day in a private lesson, and they're still not going far. And that sounds bad, but it's just what it is. And there's a street kid that'll come in with a chip on his shoulder that's just a dog and a warrior that's never going to give up, and he could have mediocre coaching and still beat your fighter. If that's why it does get me annoyed a little bit. You see a lot of regional scene coaches, definitely in Dallas-Fort Worth area I see it, but probably every area of the world. They're very delusional and naive about the situation. Like, they believe if their fighter can beat your fighter, that means they're a better coach than you. But what if your fighter's soft? What if your fighter is mentally weak? What if your fighter's not athletic? What if there's many reasons why that other fighter could win, and it sure doesn't have to be because they're a better coach than you. So it's always the fighter more than the coach. So it doesn't matter it doesn't matter how good of a coach you are if you don't have the right students, and real coaches understand that for sure. And why do you think, and even the mediocre coaches understand that? Why do you think that they fight so hard to keep, like, anytime you have a superstar walk in the gym and it's obvious they have real potential, and they train hard and they start doing stuff right, why do you think gyms offer them free training? Gyms offer them, they offer them different things. Like, I remember when I was coming up, it was obvious I was going to be in the UFC. It was obvious that I was going to go far because I was so dedicated. I was obsessed, and I had a mindset. I was a tough, poor, low background kid that had a chip on his shoulder, and because of that, I remember the majority of my career, even before the UFC, I didn't have to pay to go to gyms. They let me go to gyms for free, hoping that I would stay there with them, and I made good friends, and I was loyal to some coaches, and I wasn't loyal to others, and which that's a whole other video I should make, about being loyal to coaches or not, because some of them don't deserve to be loyal to. They're going to get you, because you're the one stepping in there. You're the one going to get hurt if you stay loyal to certain coaches that don't correct your techniques. You're the one taking the punches. But anyway, that's a whole other video. But anyway, guys, it's always the fighter more than the coach. Yes, coaches matter. Coaches, like, I've had some amazing coaches that have really benefited in my life in a positive manner, that have helped me technically, that have helped me personally, that have been there for me when went through hard times in my personal life. Like good coaches are like second fathers to you. They really do help change the course of a fighter's life. But I'm speaking about from a technique standpoint. Because you see this a lot. You have a lot of guys, like, it's always the fighter more than the coach, because you can teach the soft guy the best technique in the world, and he's not going to beat the tough guy. Or you can teach the unathletic guy the best technique in the world, and he's probably not going to beat the athletes if the athlete has somewhat of technique as well. So Think about that, guys. Fighters, you are the prize, but you're only the prize if you work hard and do stuff right. It doesn't matter how good of a coach you have or how athletic you are. It doesn't matter how athletic you are or how fast you are or how strong you are or how tough you are if you don't listen and don't learn the techniques and don't apply them from your coach if you have a good coach. So figured I'd make that video, something to think about, guys. If you're a coach, you need to constantly evolve. You need to learn new stuff. You need to study. You need to go places and learn stuff. I see a lot of coaches. It's very annoying. I see them like coaches that I've known for years that they're teaching all this new stuff that back when I trained with them, they never taught any of this. And I appreciate and respect them for wanting to be a martial artist and progress martial arts and progress themselves, but they're not really going anywhere to learn these techniques. They're watching YouTube, they're watching other people, and then they're basically acting like it's their own stuff, which is a little bit annoying for sure. Because like when I remember I had a coach one time say, "Oh, when you come back to the gym, I'm going to show you all this new stuff." And my other coach basically tells me, "Well, where did he learn it at?" He's like, "Well, when I want to learn something, I go to Brazil and learn it." Well, he was a jiu-jitsu guy. He's like, when I learn something, I go here. When I learn something, I go there. And this guy didn't go anywhere, but he's claiming he's going to show me all this new stuff after I'd already worked with him for a few years. So make sure, like I suggest coaches to go to seminars. I suggest they go to seminars. Like in a 2-year time period, I went to a Dwayne Lubbock seminar, I went to Alistair Overeem seminar, and I went to a Lertzela seminar. So these are 3 world-class fighters that all have probably over 100 fights total. I think Overeem maybe has close to 100 fights, and I know Ludwig has 100 fights, and Lertzela has like 200 fights. So I went there, I learned these, I've studied, I went there, I paid attention, and I wrote down all the techniques they showed me, and I practiced them, and I taught them myself, and I give credit where, hey, I learned this from the Overeem seminar, I learned this from Dwayne Lubbock seminar. Because, to me, that's important. To other people, that's not important. But a lot of coaches out there really want, like Alistair Overeem had a free seminar at our gym. I mean, not our gym. He had a free seminar here in Dallas, Fort Worth at a gym here in the area. And I look around and there's hardly any real fighters there, and I didn't even really see any of the coaches that I knew. There was coaches there, so props to them for learning. But imagine a K1 kickboxing world champion, former Strikeforce champion, top UFC fighter, fought for a title, is teaching a free seminar, and you don't want to come to it. Like and I feel like a lot of the coaches, they're very delusional when they think that they're on that level as well. So something to think about, guys. It's always the athlete more than the coach, but they're both important. And you as the athlete, let's say you're the guy that has potential, you're the guy that's strong, that's fast, that's tough, whatever. You got to listen, because guess what? Where you're trying to go, if you're trying to go to the UFC or to a top level, everybody's strong, everybody's fast, everybody's got some attribute that's getting them there and helping them get there. So what's going to keep you there is the technique. Because if most of the other stuff is equal, people are strong, people are fast, people are athletic, the guys with the highest level of technique last the longest and have the longest careers. Something to think about, guys. If you're new to martial arts and you're looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Martial Arts School and Instructor. Link is in the description below. And if you have any other subjects you'd like me to go over, just drop a comment. Thank you, guys.